So Ace of Tribes' hearing is a problem.
He is wearing the spectacles, but the way...
God, you feel for him. All he's put in. Remember that start, bowled out for 45 in the first game, and then he gets his team to this stage of the tournament and can't play because of injury. That is Mr. Cricket playing havoc with a man's mentality. Hurry, dead, completely dead if it hit. That is a bad run.
One thing I think we learned from Pyle Royal's innings is that on this surface, once you've got yourself in, you can score very quickly. I don't think there's any onus on JSK to panic here in the power play. Just get yourself in, get used to the pace of this pitch. It certainly seems to, as Chris Morris alluded to a moment ago, just zipping off the surface a little bit quicker at the moment. Just get yourself in.
Well, the advice isn't taken. And that's an ugly heave for Timmers, my boy. Good strike, Pavilion, fast, straight, you miss, I hit.
200 wickets for Huddersfield in T20 cricket. He's a man that plays with his heart on his sleeve, full of passion. And what a start it has been. Timmers coming down the wicket, that leg so consistent, and smashing into middle stump. It's the first wicket down for JSK. The perfect start for Pyle Royals. Timmers goes for a timid 8. JSK 11 for 1.
Might just have caused the groove, the plastic groove that holds the bails in, to come flying out there, Huddersfield. Yeah. Timmers has lost his timber and has been intimidated by Huddersfield. Yeah. And here comes James Vince.
Yeah, I think when Timmers watches that replay, he'll wonder why, having made room, given himself room, he didn't let the bat come through the line of the ball rather than across the line of the ball. Anyway, James Vince, super player, but an awful lot on him tonight. He's the most experienced, he's the best. He's got some good players to follow, but you sense he has to play an innings here.
It should be just the sort of surface that suits the way he plays as well, James Vince. It's all timing and class, all coming onto the bat.
Yeah.
A lot of runs to score, Mark.
A lot of runs. We've had 12 balls and they've all been good uns. Give them that. Really excellent start from Pyle Royals. They look to me like a team that's concentrating well. There's not sort of too much activity, too much shouting and screaming out there, but there's an urgency, there's a togetherness, and the bowlers are on it, and that lifts everybody else.
And having a chat to Trevor Penny, coach of the Pyle Royals, before the game, he was saying that he had a conversation with his team going, who's going to be the guy to stand up? Who's going to be the player that's going to do the business today? And as you mentioned, Mark, it looks like everybody's up for it.
Yes, I mean, you think that we know why Moon Sami is out there. He's out there because he takes on the new ball, and if there's a spinner, he likes to plonk him into the people. And he can't. You know, he hasn't been able to. Now, there's partly the nerves that are applied by the situation. This is a knockout match. It's a make or break. It's a one-chance innings. There's no second bite at this. And the other is that the bowling is quality. There haven't been any free deliveries to sort of get the juices really running. Well, Vince is pushy. There's no 2 there. Mr. Vince.
Yeah, and that shot from Timmers, that's pure pressure, knowing you're chasing a big score. You know, you can't just hang around and eat up some balls. You need to get going quickly. Moonsamy will be under pressure now with that first wicket falling.
That's tight. Yes, it's out. That's out. He seemed to know Fortain immediately. They're all yesing and yesing as if to say there was no doubt about it at all. Will Vince say to him, have a review here?
5 seconds.
Yeah, he says you must. You must.
TV umpire to director, we have a play review for LBW. The on-field decision was out. I've checked the feet, and it's a fair delivery. Let's go to front on first, please. Front on coming up. Let's check bat or no bat with ultra edge, please. Okay, play it through. Gap between bat and ball. Play it through. Play it through. Okay, satisfied there is no bat or glove involved. Let's go to ball tracking when ready, please. Ball tracking coming up. On-field decision was out. Pitching outside off. Impact in line and wickets hitting. Bongani, you can stay with your on-field decision of out. Please stand by. Signal now.
Well, this man's not often wrong. Bongani Jelly, a darn good umpire, and he's got another one right, and I think we all felt that too, not least Bjorn Fortain, who now, by the way, has well, he's continued his remarkable career. I'll come back to you in a minute. It's a 3 for Moonsamy, 13 for 2.
Good. Good.
Now Matthew de Villiers, who really is a talented lad, he's got a lot of game, a lot of confidence, but they've got to rebuild to some degree here. You know, they're going to have to accept they're going to have a deficit really power play wise, because, well, the Park Royals had 60 odd in the power play from their 6 overs. I don't think there's much chance of Joburg Super Kings getting any near that. So 2 good players have got to get themselves in, take responsibility to play a big innings here. Fortain again. Scored lovely over that as well. Well bowled. 13 for 2.
Yeah, it's what Bjorn Fortain does so well. Plays his cricket at the wonder, so used to these types of conditions, but he does not often miss the stumps. As Mark mentioned earlier, and doesn't give you anything to score off. And another strike for the Park Royals.
No, and you know, Chris, that's why he's got the 2nd most wickets in the power play, and he's only marginally behind Marco Jansen. What's more, his overall SA20 economy, I'll wait. Everybody's back with us now. Beyond Fortain's overall economy in SA20 is 6.4 and over. That is cheapo. That is selling yourself dear. Power play, is it? That's a power play figure. Overall power play, it's even more amazing, 6.4. And all those wickets as well. So when you look through the Par's side and find who the champions are, you want to be having a long look at him.
Well, Huddersfield first over. We mentioned how he hits the wicket hard. And just look at the length. So good, so consistent. Getting a little bit of shape too. And as a batter, I can tell you, it is so difficult to almost predict what to play next when a bowler's hitting his straps as well as he is.
Yeah, well, Okay.
Only one
All's
winner
fair
there.
in love and war.
Only one winner there. Running into Hardesvilliers. Bounced off him like a mosquito.
One leg,
Proper mountain of a man.
Sin bin, maybe?
Yeah, VAR's eyes were not on the ball at all, ref. Played the man. Huddersfield's half-brother is a former professional rugby player, so he's definitely in the genes of, as we say in South Africa, the bus is full, and that bus was most definitely full for Matthew de Villiers.
Who is now on strike. A slip in place. Just the two back, remember, sweepers offside and leg side. And more lovely bowling. All the rudiments are there. Line, length, bit of pace, a lot of aggression.
Well, you have to be an exceptional player to get bat on this. And you wouldn't want to anyway. This is the only place it's going to the keeper. What a delivery. Fabulous length. Batter is pinned back in his crease by the pace and the excellent length from Villiers. Jagged away from him as well. You're not hitting that.
And in comes a second slip. How about that for aggressive captaincy from Dan Lawrence? Two slips in a crucial T20 game of cricket. Well, A.B. de Villiers said when he did the pitch report, the one thing he thought about the pitch that might stop it being the absolute belter it looked would be uneven pace. And he highlighted a couple of patches. And probably we've seen a few examples of that, and that was one. That ball clearly coming off a lot slower and lower than the previous one. No, it is very difficult, this. Oh, no, not for that guy, it isn't. Oh, my goodness me. Now de Villiers is out. Now they're three down. Now the wheels are coming off the Joburg wagon.
It's that length again from Huddersfield. Top of the stumps. Ball before keeping a little bit low. This time, maybe a little bit of lift, if anything. But Matthew de Villiers getting into position, finding the top edge. And if Paul Royals were after a start, this is it. A good catch from Bjorn Fortuin in the boundary. And that's what it means to the big man. JSK in deep trouble now. De Villiers goes for naught. 14 for 3.
Yeah, onto him too quickly. Probably not quite short enough. Needed to be a lot further back in his crease to be able to control a pull shot from there. Fortuin making no mistake. Might have been getting the bird from the chalets, but salutes to them to say, listen, got this under control. Which is more than can be said for JSK, who are getting run off the park here as we speak.
The one thing there, Butch, was the guy at short fine leg began the chase to get under it, and I thought that he may just get into Fortuin's peripheral vision, which was the concern in my voice, until he pulled out completely and got out of the way, and the problem was solved and he could concentrate solely on the catch. Good Fortuin. Let's deploy now, and he dropped him through the fingertips. Massive chance missed. By no means easy, but boy, it's a counter. 4 gone, 18 for 3. High drama.
It would have been an absolute specky from Aquina at short third. And you almost feel you've got to be taking those. Butch managed to move nicely. It was a nice height. What a start that would have been for Paul Royals, getting rid of the overseas Lias deploy.
I think the hands went up a little late. I think it surprised him for pace. Doesn't make Harders feel any better, mind.
Well, you try as hard as he does. and you expect things to work for you. Now the required rate, by the way, it's just worth keeping an eye on the speed at which things change in these games. The required rate is now more than 12 and over to win this match. James Vince has 2 from 3 balls. Lewis Deploy has just come out there. A fortunate 4 to begin with. Barney McQuainer. In he comes. Good young talent, this strong fella. Oh, James Vince. There you go.
Yeah, high class. Does beg the question as to why. I mean, I understand why they made the decision to move him down to 3, given the makeup of the side, but chasing this many runs, you want this man to face as many balls as possible. Just wonderful, just drops the bat on it. Timing.
And then he gets pulling. He gets driving, he gets pulling. He can cut. He can provide a bit of whippage. He's got the lot. Can he bring it to this evening's game? It's a tough ask.
He feels this is an overcorrection from McQuainer. First ball, too full. This time trying to bang it in. And that is a place you do not want to bowl to James Vince. He is so good on anything short. Using the pace of the bowler, helping it around the corner. Back-to-back boundaries.
Tough start for McQuainer. Can he fight back?
No!
James Vince loves to score outside that off stump, off either foot. But through his career, when the ball's been on a good length, it's also caused him problems. In his brief period in Test cricket, they bowled sort of fifth stump, hung it out there a bit, and it cost him. Just a little ease over extra cover. It really is a pleasure to watch the range and the elegance.
That's a thing of beauty. Those highlights packages were rather satisfying to watch, and then he follows that up with a beautiful lofted drive over cover. And what you can appreciate is a player that doesn't look to overhit the ball. The timing is so sweet. I think this is off the toe of the bat and still manages to race away. Once he gets going, he is an absolute treat to the eye.
One of these fellas better stick with him. Four in that cover ring. Always cross with himself. He didn't like that. Well, either that, maybe he's cross that he missed out, actually.
Well, key to that is don't bowl width, don't get too close to leg stump. Not rocket science, but it can be difficult to do, particularly when James Vince is quite keen to give himself a little bit of room outside his leg stump to access the offside.
Yeah.
He's happy scoring everywhere, really.
It's quite interesting that 52% of his runs in front of square on the offside. That's pretty rare. He'll settle for inside edges that go behind square on the leg side too. 5 overs gone, and all of a sudden it's 34 for 3.
It's a cool game sometimes. McQuainer bowling the slower ball. It's good thinking from the young man. James Vince finding the inside edge and going for 4. This does happen as a bowler in this format. Thick skin is needed.
Well, he's got it. He's proven
the bowling.
himself to be a really good young man.
Yes.
With a great head on his shoulders. Well, it's been a difficult start for Joburg Super Kings. 3 wickets early on in the power play doesn't often signal success. A little bit of uptick there towards the pink worm, but things might just get a little bit more difficult for them now as Opnil Bartman is about to come into the attack. Tournament's leading wicket taker, both overall and this year.
Yeah, well, the only 5 for this year. There they are, 5 for 16. That included a hat-trick. Here he comes, the Bartman. And he's right on it straight away.
His partnership is huge, isn't it? Vincent deploy down the lineup. Of course, you've got Wian Mulder to come. But in terms of class players in the JSK lineup, these two are it. So big partnership required. They're going to need to bat the majority of the rest of the 14.5 overs of this run chase.
Gets into position so quickly. That was a wonderful watch. The swivel.
So pure from Leas deploy. Picked the length up so quickly. Look how he frees the hands. Bartman missing his length, and how early he is on that shot. Beautiful execution of the full shot.
It's interesting how, you know, what Les deploy did so well the other night when Joe Berg got up down in Boylan Park, was he waited and he waited and he waited. And it was only towards the very end of the innings that he produced the full array, and what that's done is brought him form and timing. I'm not giving the curse here, he may get out, but oh, well, he's given him out. Well, I think he might review that. I wonder if that hasn't pitched outside leg stump. Well, he has to review it, surely. He needs to hurry. He needs to hurry. Oh. Oh, my gosh. That may be Joburg Super Kings' second big mistake tonight on reviews.
Just felt as a left-hander that it had to have pitched outside leg stump, just given the length of it. And I think if we look back at, well, when we get the chance to look back at Hawkeye, I reckon that's pitched outside. Let's deploy. Gone for 10. JSK 40 for 4.
Well, we're in shock here in the comedy box as Wian Mulder comes to take guard. We simply cannot understand why they didn't review that, even if they were questioning whether they was out or not, because we're certain it wasn't. We think it pitched outside leg stump. He's too big a player. He's basically your next biggest player after Vince. You have to review it. You have to use the advantage of the system and hope it goes your way. But the Bartman struck again. There's another boundary. This is amazing, this cricket. Boundary, wicket, drama, panic. More of a panic in that dugout now. 4 down already. It's a pretty good shot. First ball, by the way. Well, the power play is over, and every single thing that could have has happened. 44 for 4. See, Mark Butcher, Chris Morris, Mark Nicholas. 3 out of 3 were certain of exactly that. So remember that they chose not to review an appeal against Dan Lawrence when he was batting for Pile Royals, and that was out. So they've had 2 howlers with the review system tonight.
It's a bowling lineup that has lit up Betway SA20 Season 4, and they continue to bring the magic in the eliminator here at Centurion. 44 for 4 JSK. Power Royals in comparison was 61 for 1 at the end of 6 overs. That opening stand, so crucial in setting up the Power Royals team. Dan Lawrence now. Easy hit for 4. James Vince wouldn't miss out on that. And the flags fly high at Centurion.
Yeah, it's got a feeling we're going to see a bit of a counter punch here from James Vince. We've seen him being ultra aggressive in the power play.
Rebound!
We just get a feeling that if JSK are to get anywhere close, we're going to have to see an innings of note from James Vince this evening.
Ball down!
Yeah, just to your point, Kaz, this is a brutal venue for seamers, but the key is how you use that new ball. And again, speak volumes of how this Power Royals team has operated with that new ball, the ability to take wickets in the power play. Again, 4 in the power play, and that really breaks the backbone of any batting lineup. My initial thought on the surface, touch on the dry side. Speaking to Pretorius at the break, he said the fuller length was easier to hit. He felt he had a bit of difficulty when the bowlers dragged that length back. And you can see it was a conversation that was had at the break amongst the bowlers. Yeah, Harvest Viljoen, that was impressive. As we see the half century come up for JSK.
Wickets are the currency in the power play, and that's what Power Royals have done so well throughout this season. They've bowled the most number of absolute dot balls in the competition, so discipline is there. But the firepower that they bring in the first 6 overs, almost unmatched.
Hey, Danny!
Yeah, you talk about dot balls. I'm well impressed with their disciplines, Kaz. Not just the dot balls, but also they're the team that's taken the most wickets in this year's SAT20. And I just get a feeling if you do the disciplines well, you're gonna get rewarded. Yeah, with every single that rate required just jumps a notch. It is so difficult, especially having lost 4 wickets, because between Mulder and Vince, they need to make up their mind, because you can't also fall too far behind the run rate required. Yes, it's a venue where you can catch up, but you won't be catching up with 16s and 17s to the over.
Mulder tees off. Good bat swing and good result from Vian Mulder.
Yeah, it's the calculated risk. I spoke about risk-taking, and that's a fantastic hit by Vian Mulder. With that maximum, the players will take a strategic timeout.
Very important.
Seamers, please keep hitting the wicket. Hit the wicket, there's enough there. Obviously, guys, like I just did, it's going to go for 6, so just keep using the wicket. Yeah? Just from me, guys, the work ruthless.
Good boys. Length, length, length. off well. We have another game tomorrow.
Exactly.
Centurion is absolutely buzzing. Eliminated time in Betway SA20 Season 4. Two neutral teams, it doesn't matter. They're out here to enjoy great action and they've been entertained.
Yeah, it's a venue where you have to make the new ball talk, and a fantastic start for Huddersfield, and then well followed up by the experience of Bjorn Fortuin. Well, it was that man again in the action, Huddersfield. Created another opportunity that flew through the hands of Mokoena, but it was the experience of James Vince with a little counter punch, and then you just can't keep that man out the action, can you? The Bart man. Well, they got the runs, but a few too many wickets lost in that power play.
21 APSA dot balls bowled by Paul Royals. James Vince is key for JSK. Seasoned campaigner, Vern. He knows the situation. He knows how to handle pressure.
Yeah, it's important, and equally can that man with ball in hand, as we see Vian Mulder seized the opportunity with the ball turning into him. That's the calculated risk. And the wind's also blowing that way, so it was downwind, downtown, and he almost afforded another crowd catch.
Oh, we're sitting right in and among the crowd on the couch doing commentary. It's a truly fantastic atmosphere. Paul Royal supporters, JSK supporters, and they want something special. Stephen Fleming wanted a hero out at Boerland Park. He found one in Lewis Deploy. He's out now. The captain's there, and so important, like Paul Royals did, to build partnerships.
Yeah, just on your point, Kaz, someone will have to play an innings of substance here. So it's not just going to be blazing all the time. It's going to be a balanced act in terms of risk-taking, in terms of rotating strike. But at this venue, you need one boundary and over. Can you find it early on to try and put the bowler under pressure? However, I do feel this man will be a handful on the surface. Sikandar Raza, he's got a wonderful variation of pace. We've seen how effective he is down at Boerland Park. And this kind of surface, the dryness of the surface, will suit his kind of bowling. So as a batter, you need to generate your own pace. It's so difficult to hit him square.
He's got that fine. And good save on the boundary. Now you've got to get all your basics right. Sikandar Raza actually mentioned at the start of play, he was chatting to Nikhil, he says the team that panics last will win at the end. It's about staying calm in the moment, and he is a calm character, and he never gives too much away.
Excellent. Excellent over. Well, at the end of 8, 63 for 4.
.63 for 4, Vern, as you say, that required run rate now 12.33. We know Deon Forrester is to come. He's got the highest strike rate in the competition, over 170. But you've got to set the game up for a player like that. Forrester, Janssen, Worrell, Berger, Hussein also can all play their shots.
Yeah, it's definitely a venue where if you have to change 15, 16, 17 toward the back end, you're not going to panic because you know you can catch up. But someone needs to lay the foundation here, Kaz, and I just get a feeling that between Mulder and Vince, it's to find that balance. Yes, I say pick up a boundary early on, put the bowler under pressure. So it's going to be about exerting intent on the bowler early and over. Well, the experience of Fontaine is back.
Yeah, Richard Desnevs is on mic. Richard, it's Kaz. How are you?
Fine and you, Kaz?
Yeah, good, thank you. Great to chat to you. I'm sure that's a happy Paarl Royals dugout at the moment.
Yeah, look, we had a pretty good power play with the 4 wickets that we picked up, but we know at Supersport Park that it is a boundary hitting wicket, so by no means are we in a comfort zone. We've got to control our lengths here and really try and be ruthless.
Yeah, Vern was just talking about that, just how you're able to gain momentum, you get a boundary and over, and then suddenly you find yourself ahead of the game. What has been the key to your bowling unit clicking the way they have in this competition, Richard?
Yeah, so we've really tried to focus on being have our attacking options during the power play and really try and strike. So I think we've taken the most wickets in the comp overall. So as a bowling unit, we're quite experienced. We're really always looking to take the attacking option and try and strike as much as we can.
Doing well at Boland Park is one thing. Traveling around the country, doing well in different conditions is another thing. What's the key to playing well on the high felt?
Look, this year we actually didn't do that well at our home ground as we normally do.
Yeah, someone came and fetched a couple of wins there, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, even in building the team, we did put a lot of work in getting a bit of experience in our seam attack with Hardisviljoen and Otniel Barkman. You know, coupled with McQuena, which is some exciting youth, and then our spin attack is obviously very experienced. So, you know, ultimately we know batting units can win games, but bowling units win competitions. So hopefully we keep that trend going.
Well, the batting unit certainly put you in the game today. Some crucial partnerships. Leandre Pretorius, I know you would have been disappointed to get run out,
yes,
but a key contribution from him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a few key contributions. Pretorius, Lawrence, Raza, all key knocks in that innings, and even Asa and Keegan Lyon-Cachet, 2 young pups at the end, really put their foot down. Yeah, very happy with the score on the board, and in a knockout game, often having the score is better than having to chase. So yeah, happy as we stand now.
Can you feel the support in the stands? I mean, it's such a buzz here at Centurion. It's the one ground that supports neutral teams.
Oh, it's a fantastic ground, Supersport Park. You know, it's guaranteed to be a good crowd. I think the grass embankments really bring a different atmosphere to it. So it's a great venue in South Africa.
How does everyone keep calm in the dugout, Richard? I saw a smile on your face, but I'm sure it gets tense every now and again.
There's always a little bit of tension here and there, but I think as a support staff, we are pretty chilled and like to keep nice and calm. I think you know, I heard you guys speaking about Raza in the pre-match interview, and not panicking in knockout games is so vital. So and on the side of the field as a support staff, it's really important that you're not panicking and really giving that calmness out into the team and good clarity in what we're trying to do.
Well, you're certainly exuding the calm out there in the dugout, Richard. Thanks so much for the chat. Richard Desnevs, the strategy coach at Paarl Royals, chatting to us. Thank you very much. 9 overs gone, 76 for 4. Vern, the yellow flag's flying high, but they're going to need a proper partnership here between Vince and Mulder.
Yeah, I've learned so often about this venue, Kaz, that you get a bit of momentum as a batter. You're just never out of the contest. Yes, there's 11 overs remaining. And they need a touch under 13s to the over. So again, you're never out of the contest. But I said a little earlier that Sikandar is going to be a handful. And the reason he's going to be a handful on the surface is because of the point of delivery. He gives the bat absolutely no bounce to work with, let alone the pace. Yeah, talk about some of his release points. There's the knuckleball on the right, seam up on the left. He's got wonderful variations, and then he still has the normal off break as well. So as a batter, he's difficult to line up.
Good stop by Mokoena.
And I suppose what makes it so difficult to pick up is on the right you can see how he's hiding the two fingers which he's using on the left. So left will generate a bit more pace, whereas on the right he takes all the pace off because there's no velocity behind it at point of release. And he's done an excellent job to mold himself into a bowler in this format. Fantastic variations as a batter. He's so difficult to line up because no two balls are the same. And then he still hides it as well, so good luck.
Good mystery, good control, especially with that knuckle ball. Sikandar Raza has come to Betway SA20, hit the ground running, and has played key roles for Paarl Royals throughout the campaign. Remember that last ball 6 at Boland Park? A man for the big occasion.
Yeah, another excellent over. 81 for 4.5 after 10 JSK, and they're just falling a little bit behind the 8 ball.
It's time for the ABSA card play of the day. Fans can win up to 200,000 Rand at every match. All you need is an ABSA card and a quick sign up at the ABSA activation stand to enter. Today's winner wins 30,000 Rand. That's just for coming to the Betway SA20 Season 4 celebrations all round. It still feels like festive. ABSA card play of the day.
Well, those with yellow flags are tense, really tense. Joburg have done well to get themselves back in the game, not far off where Paarl Royals were at the same time. Lost more wickets, of course. Here he comes again. This fellow who has a happy knack in this tournament. He's a terrific competitor. Strong man with a big heart. And he gets key wickets. He's also particularly good at bowling at difficult times. He seems unfazed by the challenges put before him. I rather admire him. AB de Villiers, JP Duminy, initials everywhere.
Important task for Dan Lawrence to get the right matchups going now, because it's one big over for JSK to get back into this game. So you see Otniel Bartman here, one of the more experienced players. It takes 1 week over. I know, firmly in control, Paarl Royals, no doubt about it. But they'll be very well aware of 1 over of 20 to 25, and all of a sudden they're close to 10 runs and over again.
Yeah, they've just had a very tidy one from the Sikandar Raza. Just 5 from it, all in singles. Now they need the backup from Otniel, which he's doing. And if you can becalm James Vince, you're bowling pretty well. Vince 32 from 23, Mulder 24 from 15. You feel that they and Dejan Forrester are going to do the bulk of the work if they're going to get over the line here. Going to take a Herculean effort from this position. Oh, hello, what a shot, what a shot, what a shot.
Yeah, it's the width that he gets, James Vince. It's the slower ball, but he gets the opportunity to just extend his arms, and at no point was he trying to hit it around the ground. It is the shorter end to his offside, and open up that face beautifully. Gets a much needed 6 for his team.
Yes, he goes into that modern short form set position of getting the left side clear early. Opens up the whole field. Oh, look at that. He knew. Oh, gosh. 6 more. beautiful ball striking from James Vince. Seems to make it look so easy, AB.
Now, this time around to the long boundary, he was expecting him to come a bit straighter after giving width. It looked like a big six from the start, but it just crept over there. Must have come a little bit off the toe. Maybe taking a little bit of pace off once again, Bartman. I couldn't really see the pace there, but it just cleared the boundary. Momentum Vince.
Oh, what a stop that is too. In the end, because of the bounce, actually, it wasn't that difficult, but it was essential, really essential. 96 for 4. Well, the pair have put on 55 in just 32 balls. Credit to Björn Mulder for coming in and being able to go straight away, have an urgency to his play, so that doesn't make it difficult for Vince. And the runs evenly spread in the partnership. So the simple, bare, hard, real, challenging facts are 115 runs are needed from 54 balls. That is a hell of an ask. An expectant crowd. They've seen so many cracking games of cricket here, a pitch and an outfield and everything that allows for stroke play to be rewarded. McQuainer now, Vince got into him. He took 16 off his first over.
Yeah, you just feel that James Vince, captain, flying high in the sense of momentum with him. Double sixes in the previous over, 15 from it. So a little bit of momentum, and you feel that this is the over where they feel that they need to capitalize. Coeno already going for 16 in his first, up against it. Starts well.
There ought to be 2 here. They really should. Yeah, they come back. Oh, great running. Fair enough, though. You can't have fielders everywhere. The bowler just has to understand that 2 in a way as a result. So what's interesting for McQuainer here is how straight he's bowled those 2 balls. He's come from quite wide of the crease and he's angled it in at Vince, determined not to give him room in that strong area outside off stump. So the challenge is not to drift leg side. We're talking very small margins for him, but he's got 2 out of 2 right. Bowled in! McQuainer, the comeback kid.
Smart bowling, leg cutter. I think the previous 2 were the roll of the wrist as well, but a little bit faster. This one was definitely pace off. That was an off cutter actually. It stayed a touch low. Short boundary on the leg side. It is brave doing that. What a great comeback and what a big wicket. It's the captain, James Vince. He had the momentum behind him, but not anymore. He goes for 47. It's 98 for 5.
That's a beautiful ball. It's got everything, you know. The fact you can see it tumbling, falling, and then hitting the stumps absolutely full on is in itself a joy. And much as I like watching James Vince, I love the way this young fella fights with the ball. I've seen him get slammed around the park before and come back with a couple of wickets that have really mattered. Terrific attitude he's got.
Some healthy numbers there. Very good strike rate, very good average. Dion Forrester, the best strike rate and the best average in this tournament, Japes. He's up against it here. He's going to need all of that and more.
Oh, Miller doesn't think it's done yet, not even close. He looked like the grim Miller. Oh, now they ask, but I don't think there's much to ask about. There's disinterest everywhere else except from Kyle Verreynne. Mokoena himself had already turned around to go back to his mark.
It is a fair delivery. Confirm the batter is Forrester. Can we have your side on angle, please? Side on coming up. Okay, can we have a look at ball tracking, please? Waiting on ball tracking.
Okay, so they weren't checking for the edge of the bat, they were checking for the height of the ball. So one for the over, not a wide. Oh, hello! A fabulous stop. Almost a fabulous catch.
Yeah, the captain, Dan Lawrence, recognizing the moment, bringing the guys a little bit closer to the bat and creates an opportunity in the end, but put down nonetheless. Yeah, it's been really impressive, Mokoena, in this over.